Eric, based on where we are right now and what we expect to happen the last weekend in April, what grade would you give the Raiders for their off season? There's been a lot of developments there. Spent a lot of money in free agency. Hired a head coach. Look like they're gonna have an interesting quarterback. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously last year was a pretty busy one for them too, right? Got Pete Carroll, got Geno Smith, made a lot of moves, and everybody was like, hey, obviously Ashton Jenney was probably the Jeremiah Love, the popular guy. Some people thought he might have been the pound for pound the best pick in the draft last year. So on the one hand, I think, yeah, they made some good pickups. They needed more depth at receiver. They needed more depth on the offensive line. Paying Linderbaum what they did, completely resetting the center market. I mean, a contract that I don't know that there's a comp for based from another position where you say, okay, he doubled the APY of the next highest paid guy. I mean, that's big, right? So the Cousins contract obviously is really interesting too, or just bringing him on and paying him what they are for a year. But I'd still need quite a bit of help defensively, even with Walker and Kwity Paye. Nakobe Dean was a good pickup. Teron Johnson. But still, I think, the more impact guys they get, I just feel like there aren't, outside of Crosby, you can count the number of true blue chippers. Because, Quay Walker, I think you'd say is an ascending player, but I don't know that he'd say he's totally established. Same with Kwity Paye. I don't know that I could say that about him. Nakobe Dean, I would say, is like a starter. But I would want another pressure player, another D tackle at least, if not two. A lot to do. So I give him a B in the way that I'm kind of hedging. Obviously, we're kind of baking in Mendoza, I think, to that grade a little. But it's easy to be excited. Hard not to look back at last year and remember that a lot of flurry of changes doesn't always mean good things are coming.
But if we have this conversation in a year, are we saying the Raiders made the right choice at head coach or no?
I don't know enough about Clint to really say. I don't know that I have a great feel for him. Obviously, being in the spotlight in the playoffs and helping Sam kind of unlocks something. Now obviously Kevin O'Connell did the same thing the year before, but I went into the season kind of wondering, what kind of offense is this? Is this, paying Cooper Kupp what they did and trading DK away? I was kind of like, I don't know, man, but Clint really did bring the thing together. A couple of years ago, obviously his stock kind of took a big hit, and then all of a sudden now he's back on the mountaintop, and that's how quickly the car wash can kind of, cleanse some guys. And so I'm hopeful. I think he's said some of the right things, I think, but I don't know that I have a great feel and haven't really asked people specifically about him, but I'm willing to be patient with him. Obviously the Pete Carroll move, you expected, a baseline of success. That just didn't happen and they moved on. I think that was the right move though. So they're taking the right approach, I think. And that's a pretty good candidate for a team that's got as many warts as it does.
Yeah, it's a tough one to step into because, again, for all the positive that you can point to, if nothing else, you've got 6 games in division that are
brutal,
not easy games. I mean, That is, again, you've got to point to that one as, if not the toughest, one of the top ones in the NFL. Again, you get the Broncos twice, the Chiefs, we fully expect to bounce back, and the Chargers are going to give everybody fits. So, if nothing else, you're stepping into a buzzsaw on that division. Now, again, we'll see where it all shakes out. Does somebody regress? That's all part of it. But again, the Raiders are going to be an interesting one to watch, certainly.